thought that Marvel would be making Morgan Stark the center of their next movie, but they've secretly made their choice and are dead set on one actor who'll be taking on the lead in the upcoming film.
He told me to come and save you.
Good job. I'm saved.
Don't swipe or click away, because here's why Iron Man 4 is about to blow your mind. All of the evidence made up think that Morgan Stark was going to be taking on the mantle from her dad and replacing him in the next movie. But it seems like this will not be the case. There's a different theory that surfaced online. Well, it's more like two theories that we want to talk about here. The first one is related to Peter Parker and the second one is related to Ironheart. We'll tell you all about her in just a few minutes, but first, Peter Parker and Morgan Stark. And this is more than just a rumor. This is something that was planned to happen but got scraped at the very last moment. So what are we talking about here? Remember this girl? If you've watched Avengers Endgame, then you know that this is the girl that says "I love you 3000" to Tony Stark.
Love you tons.
I love you 3000.
Her name is Lexi Rabe, and she's the one playing Morgan Stark in the movie. With the new Spider-Man movie titled Spider-Man No Way Home, Lexi Rabe got to play Morgan Stark yet again. They shot the scenes they made the movie, and her part got cut. We don't really know how they plan on working her character into the movie, since it talks about Peter Parker asking Doctor Strange to change and reshape time itself, so no one really remembers who's behind the Spider-Man mask. But from watching way too many comic book movies, we know that never goes according to plan. In Peter's case, it set up a plethora of chain reactions that brought together the three Spider-Men from all three franchises. And we have to hand it to the cast, they managed to keep everything a secret up until the premiere of the movie. Sure, there were some leaks like Andrew Garfield's video talking to someone on the set dressed in a Spider-Man costume. This is the clip we're talking about. And we learned that Lexi Rabe was supposed to be part of the movie only after she smashed that like button, just like you should do if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, we found out about her role in the movie only after it premiered. She released an Instagram video of her and all of the stars in the movie captioned, "Okay, here's a teaser with all the photos, we'll be posting them all soon." I absolutely love this movie, even though my part, studio asked to use my image, got cut, it was amazing to see everyone. And after reading that her part got cut from the movie, we realized that Marvel might have bigger plans for the fourth Iron Man movie. We think that they might have planned to give Lexi a movie alongside Peter Parker. She would get to play the young Morgan Stark who learns how to use her powers with the help of her web shooting friend. And in a way, Peter would be returning the favor since Tony Stark spent almost an entire movie with him, even though it was virtual. As for the scene they planned for the Spider-Man movie, it was probably the one where Morgan Stark appeared alongside Pepper Potts, played by Gwyneth Paltrow, at the end of the Spider-Man movie. Now, this small role could be the opening to something very big and something very prosperous for the actress, like starring in Armor Wars. This series is going to be a continuation of the Avengers saga, that is, what happens after Tony Stark dies in Avengers Endgame. So far, Don Cheadle, the actor who will reprise his role as James Rhodes, aka War Machine, has revealed that the death of Tony Stark would play a major role in the series. This means that this series will focus on what happens after Tony passed away. So far, news about the show hasn't hit the internet. We know that Don Cheadle said filming for the show would start at the end of spring and the beginning of summer, but so far, no one has even talked about filming the show, and we don't really know what the show will be about. We just know that this could be a great opportunity for the MCU to test the popularity of a young character like Morgan Stark. They can introduce her on the show, and if for some reason the character doesn't resonate with the audience that well, then they can easily write her off the script. For us, this is a painless approach that will give the production house some sort of insurance before they go ahead and make a high-budget movie. And here's what we'd like to see going forward. If they actually decide to introduce Morgan Stark played by Lexi Rabe, then we'd like to see them going into the future and bringing the older Morgan Stark played by Catherine Langford back. This way, the rest of the Avengers can all team up and take down whatever bad guy they're facing at the moment.
I know. I'm happy we had the time that we did. And that you were there for me.
And we just can't tell you how much we want to see Catherine Langford portray a character in the MCU. And we think that 15 million people will agree with us on this statement.
But now, with Disney Plus, you're back in the movie.
However, there are rumors that Marvel has a new favorite for the Iron Man franchise. Her name is Riri Williams, the kid genius that's gonna have her debut in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Why didn't you just reprogram the synapses to work collectively?
Because we didn't think of it?
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's talk a little bit about Riri's character, who she is and what she's like, and why she's considered the smartest Marvel superhero to have ever lived. Named after her father, Riri Williams Sr., who passed away shortly after her birth, Riri Williams was living a rather difficult childhood in the South Shore neighborhood of Chicago. She wasn't alone. Riri, her mom, and her sister all lived with their stepdad, but they all realized that Riri had behavioral problems. After consulting with a child psychologist, they didn't find anything wrong with her. In fact, they found the opposite was true. Riri was extremely smart. After realizing this, her parents started giving her special support and started to help her develop her abilities. Despite all of their efforts, they couldn't stop Riri from becoming an introvert. From the age of 5 until she was 10 years old, Riri didn't have a single friend. At the age of 10, she met Natalie Washington, they became close friends, and at the age of 13, she got a scholarship from MIT. One of the events that marked her profoundly and pushed her to create her very own suit of armor was the picnic at Market Park. Riri, her family, and Natalie all went to the park. A drive-by shooting mortally wounded her stepdad and Natalie. Riri was forever changed. She wanted security, and the only way she felt like she could only feel secure was if she built a suit of armor. Stealing some scrap materials from the university and using Iron Man's armor model 41, she managed to build her own prototype. Tony Stark heard about this amazing achievement, and he paid Riri a visit. The billionaire was stunned by the brains of this kid, so he was a great supporter of Riri becoming a superhero. She even fought alongside him during the second superhero Civil War. So far, the MCU seems to have a special place in their heart for Dominique Thorne. She's appeared in one Spider-Man episode, she's appeared in the animated show Marvel Rising: Heart of Iron, and others, before starting to shoot the sequel to Black Panther. Now, we don't know how big of a role she'll play in this movie, so that's why Riri Williams is gonna have her own animated series titled Ironheart. And if any of the series is like the comics, then we will definitely see Riri taking the mantle from Iron Man. Whatever the case may be, Iron Man will probably have to change its name to Iron Woman in honor of these actresses. On a related note, do you think Lexi Rabe or Dominique Thorne would do a better job at taking on the Iron Man 4 movie? You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like to see more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching.